to Current Conversation. We're your hosts. I'm Carson.
I'm Caleb.
And I'm Nathan.
So these last few months have been pretty big in product releases, upcoming generations, the new generation iPhone, the new Xbox, PlayStation generation, and there's also a few other stories we're going to touch on.
So yeah, today we're going to hit on a few of these topics. We're going to talk about our impressions on the iPhone 12 lineup. We're going to talk about these next generation consoles. So let's dive right into it, starting with the iPhone 12 series. So, Caleb, I know you have some mixed feelings about these.
Yeah, okay. So, I really like the tech and the specs of the phone. I don't like the design as much. But really what my problem is they're advertising it as the strongest iPhone ever, or at least the ceramic shield.
The front of it is the strongest iPhone ever.
But they're saying strongest iPhone ever, and, like, the sides are chipping, and people are setting their phone down on the table, and the back is cracking. And I mean, like, I know you're going to say that people use cases, but, like, some people, don't like cases, and I don't feel like cases is a good excuse for low integrity.
Well, I feel like your phone should always have a case. I do feel like your phone should only need a case in case it gets dropped. So you shouldn't expect your phone to break without a case unless you drop it. Is kind of how I feel. So
here's my opinions on it. I feel like since these are some of the best colors we've ever had in iPhones in a while, except for the red one and the green one.
Isn't the red one like basically pink?
It is literally pink. Like they call it product red, but it's product pink. Anyway, these colors are amazing, and I feel like if there was a year where you wouldn't want to put a case,
you want to like march
phone.
with them in a parade or something, like a whole rainbow. Put them on your float, just covering
That's the
iPhones.
thing is, if you have a case, you don't even see the color.
Yeah,
like a
so
flag out of iPhones. I don't know what the order is.
Anyway, I feel like the colors are all really good and you want to show them off, but there's the balance of wanting to protect your phone. So I feel like a clear case is a good way, but clear cases can end up looking a little bit weird. And a case that complements the color also looks good. A case that I've seen is Unbox Therapy's later case. I've actually really been liking because it exposes a lot of the side, which is really cool.
Okay,
and
but
it protects the back at the same time.
I know I'm interrupting, but why do we care about the color of the iPhone 12? You
because
can get
it's hot.
Whatever cool case you want on your phone,
that's
whatever cool design. Honestly, the color of the phone should be the last thing that matters. I don't care if it's a poop brown or green. Like, I don't care.
The only colors people are going to be seeing are the black and the white on the
and
front.
because you cover up the rest of the case.
What do you mean on the front? There's no
speaking.
color on the front. They got rid of everything on the front. It's just the screen.
That's true, actually.
Oh, this is true.
It's literally just a screen on the front now. So the only color you're going to be seeing is where the camera is, and maybe at the bottom if there's any spots for ports or anything.
Yeah, but like, you can get whatever cool, fancy-looking case you want, is my point. So I don't feel like we should really care about the iPhone 12 colors.
Yeah, but the thing is with getting any case you want is, are you going to get an aluminum case for your phone? Or are you going to get a glass case for your phone that has, like, the really cool, like, aluminum sides, for instance? Aluminum sides are really cool.
This is just what phones are made of, is glass and aluminum. Like, it's not for design, it's for functionality.
Aluminium.
You can't have your phone made of cheap plastic.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to make your
Samsung
phone out of...
Galaxy. What?
Okay.
Cheap plastic phones?
At least you can put an SD card in it.
Okay, so we've talked enough about the design of the iPhone 12. Let's hit on a little bit of the specs. So I'm going to talk about the very small differences between the 12 and the 12 Pro. So the 12, the normal size 6.1 inch 12 starts at $800, and the 6.1 inch 12 Pro starts at $1,000. The main design differences are the 12 has aluminum sides, and the 12 Pro has stainless steel sides, which are really glossy and are fingerprint magnets. And on the 12, we have a standard glass back, which is a fingerprint magnet. And on the 12 Pro, we have a frosted glass back, which is not. Caleb.
Something that we haven't brought up is MagSafe.
We'll talk about MagSafe in a minute. That's something
I
really
don't
like
even know what MagSafe is.
We'll explain it to you.
We'll explain it to you. So, as of tech specs, cameras are minimal differences. The only additional camera that you can find on the 12 Pro's telephoto, and it also has a LiDAR sensor.
That's cool.
The LiDAR sensor is really cool for some.
I mean, I
situations.
can't think of.
So
what
let's
you
talk
need it
about the
for.
LiDAR sensor.
Yeah, let's talk about LiDAR. So basically, LiDAR is this information, or it's this innovation that NASA has been using on the Mars rover to scan out 3D areas and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's really cool technology.
Yeah, it's like I've seen it. I saw it used on this TV show. They were like trying to use it to find like ancient civilization in a forest.
Was it a National Geographic thing on Disney Plus? I might have watched that.
Yes, it was.
I think I watched that where they were like scanning out in 3D. It's just really cool technology.
Yeah. And so I think what's interesting about the iPhone 12 is it's like it's your phone and it's like short distance. So like it's the same technology, but like it's gonna be used for drastically different things.
Just everyday to-day life.
Yeah.
So I've seen this demo of this one person using this app. I don't remember exactly what the app was called, but it was scanning this person's room using the LiDAR scanner on their iPhone 12 Pro. And it could accurately like retexture all of the walls of his room, and he could retexture the chair.
At night or?
Well, no, just like it, like using it. The LiDAR scanner is basically sensing the distance between. So it's like sensing in 3D where everything in the room is.
Yeah,
that is cool.
You can
Okay.
like
So he
3D
could-
scan stuff and
So
like,
yeah,
wow,
so
that's
he
awesome.
he had the LiDAR scanner pointing at his chair, and it could like say like, "Hey, this is an object,"
So, like,
and it could basically you were looking at the phone screen, and on the phone you could see like you could change like what the chair looked like what color the chair was, like something.
it's
cool
also
like
gonna
that.
really help for like AR and stuff,
could
like
see it
AR
being-
kit.
I could see it being used for like 3D printers if you want to like scan
Scan
it with
an
your phone
object.
and then
Yeah,
That'd be
it's
cool.
still a little bit fiddly right now. It's definitely not perfect. Like I've seen a lot of
But I
people
mean, the
like on
phone's
the
just
Measure
come
app.
out.
yeah.
yeah.
No, I think that'll be a cool.
This is definitely something that's going to improve in the future.
Yeah, it'll have a lot of uses coming up. I could
Yeah.
imagine.
So enough about LiDAR. That is a 12 Pro exclusive
So,
feature.
what are
Let's
some
talk
of
about-
the flaws of the iPhone 12, or do we want to continue talking?
Well,
about
let's
the
talk
cool
about the
things?
differences between the 12 and the 12 Pro. For
Well,
you.
we'll talk about the flaws
After.
at the end.
Yes. So,
'Cause that's what you need to put flaws.
yep, pros and cons. So the 12 Pro has an extra third telephoto camera, and this telephoto camera, it has a smaller aperture, but it will zoom in further optically and not like basically reducing the necessity for digital zoom. So in good lighting conditions, it'll make zoomed in shots look way better, and it'll also just improve detail for shots that aren't zoomed in. But if there's low light and you're using night mode, then it won't even use the telephoto lens since it doesn't really let in enough light to look good zoomed in. So if you're zooming in low light, it'll just use one of the other two lenses.
Oh, okay. I see. That's
But the
cool.
telephoto lens is really hardly noticeable, and I've seen so many pictures shot on the 12 and the 12 Pro, and I haven't been able to tell them apart.
Yeah.
They've literally been the exact same picture taken on the both phones, and I can't tell them
I mean, the
apart.
camera may be technically better.
Like, you
but-
look at the numbers, like, the numbers are obviously better,
yeah,
but
it's still
your eye can't tell that it's better.
it's
And
not a huge jump, is what you're saying.
So really the only reason to get the 12 Pro is if you want 2 extra gigs of RAM and Dolby Vision, which no one's going to notice, and if you like the design better. It does have frosted glass back, which is a huge plus, which I love
Yeah.
the look of, especially like the Pacific blue color. And it has the gold color, which is a huge flex, which is really cool.
yeah, but are you gonna spend how much more money?
It's $200 difference.
It's $200 for stainless steel and frosted glass, which is probably not worth it.
Hey, and the LiDAR camera.
And lighter, but what's that really going to be used for in a practical
If you're like a construction worker,
You might
and, like,
find a use case for LiDAR, but it's not like, oh, this is going to solve a problem I've had every day. Like,
Yeah, no, it's true. I think it's less of
Yeah.
Never mind. We'll move on.
so both of these phones have in common, they have the OLED display, which these are the first
That's
iPhones
cool.
with OLED. They both have 5G, which we'll hit on in a minute. They have the ceramic shield on the front, which is way stronger glass. I have seen drop tests, and the ceramic shield on the front. They're not even calling it glass. It's more of like a crystal formula thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's not even glass.
That's interesting.
They haven't called it glass yet, at least. Apple hasn't. It's basically glass, though, and it's way stronger. 4 times better drop performance, according to Apple. And I have seen drop tests, like 11 versus 12, and the front is way more durable.
Yeah. Emphasis on the front.
The front. They each have the same screen, and they each have the new A14 Bionic chip, which is the fastest chip in a smartphone. and they have the same 6.1 inch size. Now, there's also the Pro Max, which we saw last year with the 11s, but something we didn't really talk about is the new iPhone 12 mini. It's this new size.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And
it
it's-
still has MagSafe, right?
Yeah, it still has MagSafe. It has all the features as the 12, but in a new, smaller size, in this smaller form factor.
Yeah.
So it has a
Carson
5
doesn't know what MagSafe is.
We'll explain it in a minute, we promise.
Yeah.
So it has a 5.4 inch screen, which is smaller, but it's about the size of an iPhone 8 or an iPhone SE.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have any bezels, which lets it fit a lot more screen onto the same size phone. And it's just a new, smaller form factor. So it'll feel the same in your hand as an iPhone 8.
Yeah,
an
and then
iPhone SE.
there's always those people who want the cheaper option and the smaller
Yeah,
option.
it's $100 cheaper for
Yeah.
the smaller size, and that's a
Yeah,
plus.
and
It's
some
a little
people
bit more
might be
entry level.
willing. Some people might be willing to like buy the bigger version, but like some people like smaller
Yeah.
phones.
So this year, I feel like the top sellers are going to be the Pro Max because that's the best of the best of the best,
Yeah,
and the Mini, which is this new compact size with tons of amazing features. Too.
yeah. I guess
I feel like
that's the
the 6.1 inch are going to be the lower sellers
yeah,
because the 12 Pro Max is actually has slightly better cameras, which is new. They've never had better cameras in the bigger phone, except with like the 7.
they've had an extra camera.
What do you mean, like in the bigger phone? We're talking like
Never.
in the bigger of the Pro models. The bigger Pro model has never had like better specs. The Pro Max is actually better than the Pro. It has like larger apertures
Yeah.
on the camera since it has more room.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm projecting that the Mini will be the top seller.
yeah.
Pro Max after the Mini, then the normal 12, and then the normal 12 Pro will be the lowest selling iPhone 12 this year.
Nice.
Carson, a little bit of input from you as someone that isn't really super involved with the Apple thing. What do you think of this also?
The iPhone 12,
The iPhone 12s, yeah.
just a 5 enhanced.
Carson doesn't. I know Caleb doesn't
I-
love the design either of
I
the.
feel like we should have just been calling it the iPhone 5 enhanced this whole time. I don't know why we use 12. Maybe it's just a shortened version of iPhone 5 enhanced.
I mean, they did skip the iPhone 9 and went to
They
the
did
iPhone 10.
Yeah, they also skipped Windows 9.
Maybe
huh?
it could be the
What,
9.
what's
I
up with
don't know.
companies skipping 9? That is true. They
No one
skipped
likes the
Windows
number
9.
Just because it's a
There
square
was
number.
never Windows 9.
You just yeah.
Just because it's a square
I like
number doesn't
square
mean it's
numbers.
good.
I like square numbers.
Hey, we'll be at 16 sometime soon. That'll be
Yeah, they'll release 4 phones next year.
the iPhone 16. Well, they already released four phones this year. They've got the 12, the 12 mini.
Well,
They're upping
they'll,
the
they'll
number of
release 4 phones in the lineup.
oh
Yeah. No, not really.
No.
They'll do
No,
the
they're
iPhone
not
13,
going to.
iPhone.
I could see them doing something like that.
So let's actually go over it. So
Okay.
when they first started with iPhone, they had one iPhone that you could get. And
Actually, I saw an original iPhone the other day.
really, like in
Yeah.
the wild.
Yeah, no.
In the wild.
No,
I don't
wild
think they
iPhone.
exist in the
no,
wild.
it was at Lincoln's house. His dad just likes buying random stuff that's like interesting.
So he spent $5,000 on an iPhone.
One.
It wasn't even
Are
called
they
iPhone. It's
really
just called
that
iPhone.
much?
If
You
it's
wanna get one?
if it's unopened and like
Oh yeah.
if it's unopened, it's
I
a
think
few
it might have
thousand.
been used, but it was like it
Oh.
wasn't broken or anything.
If it's like factory condition, it's
Yeah.
still really good quality.
It
like,
was like it's more
It's a
people
piece of
who are
like
like
history.
if it still
Yeah.
has the little seal, if it still has the seal on it from the factory, that's
so
going to be
pretty
like
much,
$10,000.
it's like buying an unopened pack of
Yeah.
100-year-old baseball cards.
This was
Yeah.
the thing that Steve Jobs unveiled at I think it was 9:41 a.m. on Cupertino.
Yeah, this was like his like big. I mean, he started the company obviously.
I guess
but
it was
this
sort
was
of-
like this is one of the big things he's known
It was
for.
his life's work. Like,
Yeah, that was like the climax of his career
Mm-hmm.
almost.
And then the iPhone 3G, there was that one option for the iPhone 3G. The iPhone 4, I'm just trying to think of iPhones released in the same year, how many options you had. The first year that I think you had multiple options was the year they released the 5S and the 5C. That was the first year where they had like a Pro and a not Pro.
Yeah.
After that, the 6 came out and they had the 6 and the 6 Plus, I think. And
Yeah.
then they had the first generation SE, which was the only thing they offered. Then they had the 6S and the 6S Plus, the 7, 7 Plus, 8, 8 Plus. And that same year, they also released the 10. So you had 3 phones to choose from that year. That was the
Oh, really?
first. That was the first year from 3. Yeah, they announced the 8 and the 10 at the same event.
Oh, nice.
Then the next year you had 10S and 10R. That's kind of another Pro, not Pro year. and they also had the XS Max. So that was the second year that you had 3 phones to choose from. 11, same thing. You had 3 phones to choose from. But this is the first year where we've had 4 iPhones to choose from released at the same thing.
Oh, are you the new iPhone SE?
I mean, it's not multiple iPhones. In
Oh,
the same
I guess we kinda-
lineup,
we skip-
which
we
makes
skip
it a
the
little
SE,
less
but-
cool,
Yeah.
but
These are the most similar we've ever seen, the multiple models.
Yeah, the SE is a really cool idea.
I feel like it's a good idea, but the battery life is the only thing holding it back. It has
I
a
mean,
really
like,
bad battery
the
life.
battery life on my 8 even, like, it had good battery
Yeah.
when it started, but the battery health has just been going down ever since.
I've got a phone from 4 years ago. I'm gonna check my battery health right now. Everyone check your battery health except for Carson, since you don't have an iPhone.
I actually have it memorized. I checked it the other day. My battery health is at 86%,
You know, it didn't change.
which is kind of sad.
So I think this phone made 2016. If I look at battery health, it's at 78.
Oh,
4 years ago, depleted like 22%.
my phone barely lasts through school even.
Let me tell
Like,
you what I've got set up so I don't die during school. What I have is I have a shortcut. When my battery falls below 99%, low power mode will turn on.
99%.
So I'm on- So if I'm only on not on low power mode if my phone is at 100%. So I'm on low power mode all the time so I can make it from like 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. without dying.
wow, that is really
sad.
yeah.
I have made it full days without charging though on low power
You're
mode.
really
What I do-
committed to keeping your phone alive.
Okay, well enough talking about old phones and battery. Let's move on.
MagSafe.
MagSafe.
I wanna talk about
Alright, we'll
MagSafe.
explain it. I'll start off explaining it to Carson.
Okay.
So this was something really cool that they unveiled at the iPhone event last month. What they said.
Oh, okay, so it's not that cool.
No, this is like
This is
actually
amazing. So what it is,
Sounds like it came from Apple.
which is why it's cool. Okay, so MagSafe is basically a series of magnets that's
Okay, wait,
built
hold on,
into
hold
the
on,
back
hold on.
of the iPhone 12.
Cool. So you know how they introduced like wireless charging,
Qi charging.
Forever ago.
like on the
When the iPhone 8
6?
came out.
8, yeah, on
iPhone
the
8, iPhone 10.
So basically, MagSafe is like that, but they have like a circular magnet in the back. And
So
you
it
can,
magnets onto the back of your phone.
yeah.
Oh.
But not only that, it kind of like the Apple Watch charger.
Yeah, it's like the
But
Apple Watch
the
charger,
magnet-
just a little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
bigger.
The magnet is super strong, and it opens up a lot of accessories. So
And
people
they have
like
wallets, so you can put a wallet on the back of your phone without putting a case on it. The
So
wallet
it-
just magnets onto the back of your
Oh,
phone.
that's really cool, actually.
yeah,
And they
then-
also have, they're working on a Duo charger that should be releasing.
Yeah.
It's like $120, but it can charge your Apple Watch and your phone.
That's cool. I heard. I'm not sure if this is true. I heard that you can charge your AirPods off of your iPhone 12.
I think I have seen that AirPods will charge, because it just uses
Yeah.
Qi charging.
yeah.
Like, it'll work on the iPhone 11, it just won't magnet on. Like,
Yeah.
with-
And then, so like they have like you can get like a mini wallet thing that attaches to the back. I saw this really cool one because for the new camera, they have like all these. They have like a tripod attachment. They have
Oh,
like
yeah.
they have like
Marcus Brownlee tweeted
a
about
flash attachment, which is kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
One thing that I've seen that is totally a concept, but it would be amazing, is power banks that
That's
MagSafe onto
cool.
the back of your phone.
That is
You know,
kinda
I've
cool.
seen
That would be really
cases, phone cases.
Yeah, there's
that,
phone cases
yeah,
that charge.
that like are actually like the case itself is a power bank, but
Yeah.
like it's like it's barely thicker than a normal case. Have you
Yeah,
seen
but
those? Those are cool.
I
a
used to have
MagSafe
one of
power
those.
bank
Yeah,
that
those
just
are cool.
MagSafes onto the back of your phone. That'd be so cool. Like, so that, like,
Yeah.
you can still have like, and they're talking about making them match the colors of your phone too, so that you
Yeah.
can like have your power bank match your phone, just snap it onto the back.
I
of your
actually
phone.
had
That'd
a
be so
really nice power bank iPhone. It was like the slimmest one you could get, I think. And it was like you couldn't even tell it was a charger. It was like the nicest one. I used to have one but it was like this much thicker in the back and it was super annoying. But it like the top piece came off and I slid the phone in and I
Yeah.
put the top. It was cool.
Yep. I've
It was a
seen those.
nice case. I tried finding the same one for my iPhone 8, but they like stopped making them, sadly.
So one thing that I have seen, lost my train of thought. Oh well, but MagSafe is going to be very cool, especially when a lot of third-party companies are adding their own, because the only ones that we've really seen so far are Apple official. And Caleb has mentioned the tripods and the flash.
Yeah. So
But-
all these companies are actually Apple. Like kind of, there were some companies Apple was like, hey,
Belkin probably.
yeah. So there were some companies they were like, hey, check out this feature. Start making products that at the Apple event we can advertise some of them, and then afterwards we'll release like on our website we'll showcase some of them.
Like the thing that I'm most excited about is like the Belkin mount, where it'll like be a mount for your iPhone at your desk, where you can have your iPhone on a mount, just snap it on. It'll charge it while it's mounted on your desk.
Oh.
Get a notification, you just look right over it.
Another
It's
cool
so-
thing is car chargers. You know,
Oh yeah, but they'd probably like have to have really strong magnets on it, so you go over about and your phone goes flying. Like,
yeah. Well, like the MagSafe is like it's really secure. That's why they call it.
it all
MagSafe.
depends, like, because they can't change how strong the magnet in the phone is, but they can change how strong the magnet in the accessory is.
Yeah,
But
but like
the wallet, I've seen that the magnet is pretty weak in the
Yeah.
wallet, but the car charger, it'll probably
Yeah.
snap in. You have to like pull it out to the
Yeah,
side pretty
so
hard to
like
get it out.
that's what
I
it all
doubt
depends.
they would make the magnet that strong because it would probably break the glass on the back.
This
And
is
we
true.
already know the glass is weak on the back, so.
And on cases, they've been making MagSafe cases that like basically strengthen the magnets through the case. Apple has at least. And we've seen that the MagSafe chargers have
And
been leaving a
I
little
guess-
ring on the cases, the silicone cases. But
I could see this being, well, like the concept's really cool. We've already seen the phones break by being set down on a table. And I mean, obviously, these are pretty specific cases, but it has happened multiple times, which
You're
does-
right. We can't have like a
which
super
does
strong.
yeah, it does suggest that possibly the back of the phone is the weakest yet. And so if you have a magnet on the back of the glass back, what's gonna happen is when you
what
pop
I bet
it on a
they'll-
magnet, it's gonna go.
What I
and
bet
then
they'll do
if
is
it's-
the
well,
companies-
if it's too strong, it's just gonna break the back of the glass.
And if it's too weak, it's gonna.
And if it's too weak, then the phone's gonna drop and it's gonna break the back of the glass.
Well, we've been talking about iPhones for like 20 minutes. Let's talk about the new Xbox Series S and Series X for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. So, I actually got to play it early. I'm really smug about this.
So, has it come out officially yet?
No, it doesn't come out till the 10th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not coming out for like 7, 8, 9, 3 more days. 3 more days till it comes out.
Okay.
I got to play it early because it was fun, and basically, it just smelled. The whole experience felt a lot smoother. So they have the remote. I'll start with the remote. The remote, the weight distribution. The remote overall feels.
The controller.
The controller. The controller overall feels lighter, and the weight distribution feels better. With the capture button, capturing recordings feels a lot smoother. Like,
so
you know,
with the controller, does it feel lighter to a point where it feels like it was built weaker, or does it?
No,
Does
no,
it feel
no.
like it was built better?
it does. I think it feels like
And
it was built
lighter at
better.
the same
Yeah,
time?
they've got more grip on it, which I like,
Okay.
and they've also got what's it called? Yeah, so the capture button, you don't have to go into the menu to record anymore, which is really nice. And then we have you can go in between games. So like, let's say you're playing a single player game, and then you go onto a multiplayer game. If you go back into your single player game, you'll be in the same spot. It won't reload the game. You don't have to save when you leave.
So
It's got multiple windows.
Yeah, it's like
multiple
it's like a window on a desktop. And then you've got, so yeah, there's the recording, the windows,
Just talk
loading
about-
times.
Oh, loading thing.
Loading times are so much better. Like for Overwatch, which is like the only game I played where like you could tell the loading times were different because we only played 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
It was Forza and Overwatch, but like it was like 10 seconds faster at least than the other Xbox. Like we had the Xbox One S in the room with us.
Yeah.
We were all playing in the same match, and we loaded in on the new Xboxes. We loaded in like 10 seconds faster.
So this is for the Series X and the Series S?
Yeah.
Was it consistently 10 seconds faster?
Yeah. Like consistently every match, we would always load in
So
faster.
this is probably due to more RAM, probably like random
Just
access.
better
Yeah.
processing power all around.
Yeah, and then like
It's got 16 gigs of RAM. Should we talk about it compared to the PlayStation 5?
oh yeah. So looking over the specs, I mean, I could get into detail, but I'm just gonna say it's like better.
Why don't we talk about
The
design?
best word,
Design
if you
for a
could
second.
sum it up in one word, better.
Better, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
They're very similar.
If you could
like-
sum up PS5 versus Xbox Series X, I would
sure,
say
yeah.
PS5 better audio.
Yep.
Like,
But I mean, like,
because that matters.
Yeah.
It's mattered since the.
I care about the pristine audio of the
and if you want the good
car
audio,
engines
they're
instead of
like,
playing
Yeah.
Forza.
they're like,
Yeah.
if you want our good audio, then you have to buy the headphones separately.
Yeah, the Sony headphones that actually look really cool.
Well, and Sony
but-
headphones are just. It's a given. Sony leads
Well,
in
not-
headphones.
yeah.
I mean,
And
so
like their PlayStation headphones just look
Yeah.
really cool too.
Well, I'm saying like
I
the
guess-
PlayStation headphones.
I'm kind of just making this connection now, but Sony really does lead in headphone audio.
yeah,
And so
no,
the
it's
fact
true.
that they're saying the PlayStation 5 has better audio than the Xbox really isn't that surprising. I think it's just, I mean,
I feel like it shouldn't
naturally
be
as a
their
company
main
they
push.
do, but like as a company, that is what they push on their TVs, on their headphones, and their headphones they are leading. That's not deniable. They have great sound quality, and then I mean you have a pair of their
Yeah.
their
WHX
noise canceling.
M3s.
Yeah, they have a crazy name. So.
Sony,
It's
they, like
true.
they
So
don't
they
know how to
do lead
name
in audio
products,
all
but-
around, but I feel like on a console, nobody really cares unless your audio is just insanely distorted,
Unless if you
which
like
no
playing,
console on the planet.
if you like playing
dealing with-
Rock Band, maybe.
yeah, yeah. Is that even on? Is that gonna be on the PlayStation
I think they kind of
5?
discontinued that like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I
but-
think. I don't think that exists anymore. I actually haven't thought of Rock Band in
Guitar Hero.
Yeah, Guitar Hero. You remember on the DS you could use the keys, and then on the Wii and whatnot you had like the whole like fake
It's been
plastic
so
guitar.
long. It's been so long.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's talk about design. I think the fridge versus the Wi-Fi router. That's what it all comes
Yeah.
down to.
Yeah.
The Series X fridge
So,
or
the
the
PS5
spaceship Wi-Fi router.
I haven't seen the PS5 in person, but it's a lot taller.
It's huge.
Yeah.
From everything I've seen, it's like 2.5 feet tall.
And
So-
I mean, the new Xbox compared to the older ones.
I mean, imagine you don't know the dimensions of both right off of the top of your head.
Yeah.
No. But I know that so I think the Xbox could have been worse like the PlayStation. What they kind of did, and this is why people are calling it the fridge, they kind of turned it more into like a rectangle.
it looks
it
more
looks
like,
like a
a
fridge.
PC.
Yeah.
It looks more like a
Yeah, it
PC
looks like a-
tower than a gaming
Yeah.
console.
But like
That's what
they
it
did that so that instead of being taller, it's thicker. But I think thicker.
Thick.
Well, you could probably place it on its side too.
Yeah.
Can't you? They're just
You can,
marketing
yeah.
it up. They're just marketing
It looks
Yeah.
a little bit weird on its side, not gonna
Yeah.
lie. It looks just like a fat rectangle
Yeah.
on
I
its
would
side.
take a guess and say most people are gonna place it horizontally.
You think so?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine.
I
mean,
think it
that's-
looks way better upright.
Well, yeah, but functionality. I mean, you're gonna be placing it in a shelf on your entertainment stand. If you have it in the living room, bedrooms
Yeah.
vary. But I mean, there was the Wii, which was always placed vertically. But these were always marketed vertically, so I don't know. It'll
I
be
personally
interesting.
put my Switch facing forward. No, like people have placed their Switch. No, I put my Switch on its side. Like,
Yeah.
But with the Switch dock, you can't do that. It'll fall
It demands to be on the top.
out. Exactly.
Okay, so another thing I want to talk about, the Xbox Series S surprised me. That thing is small.
Is it really?
It's small.
Is it smaller than a Xbox One X? Really?
S. What about
No,
the
well, like-
Xbox One S? Is that
I mean, like
The
it's
the One
slightly
X was the
thicker.
smallest they've made.
Oh, was it really
Yeah.
smaller
Yeah.
than the S?
I mean, it's.
I thought
looked
the
at
One
it.
X was tiny. But
It looked a lot smaller, and I mean it's slightly thicker. But Lincoln, he gave it the name of the Wii. He was calling it a Wii. He's like, this looks just like a Wii, just a little
Is
bit
it-
bigger.
So
it's got a
how much
circle on the
bigger?
side.
So I mean, like it's still big. I mean, no console
It
is
doesn't
gonna be like
look
the size of a
like-
Wii anymore. But like, it was still like I
Nintendo
took
Switch.
it. It's true.
Well, that's,
I think it's smaller than a Wii.
yeah, but it also compared.
It has a screen.
I love the Switch. I'm not dissing on it, but it sucks compared to the Xbox. The only thing.
Oh yeah, but you don't
But
play
the
a
Xbox
Switch because
isn't
it's got
mobile.
4K.
That-
You play
that's
the
the
Switch
whole
'cause
thing.
it's got
And
all
the-
the exclusive titles.
The
No,
Switch
you play
is
the
its
Switch
own
because it's
thing.
well
Portable.
It's a
exclusive
separate
titles-
category.
Yeah, exactly. The exclusive titles and the mobile. I mean,
Mhm.
It also just is, like,
it's almost
especially for different audiences. Like,
yeah. No, it is like I love the Switch, but like the processing and the just like, if you were to put it on your TV, which one's better, the Switch or the Xbox and the PlayStation?
but if you were to take one on an airplane, one would work and one would not.
exactly, and that's where the Switch comes into play. So.
Yeah. And then, okay, so yeah, the Xbox, the S it's amazing. I played on it, it was great.
So the Series S is only $300, right?
Yeah,
So that's coming out at the same price point as the Switch.
It doesn't have a disc drive,
Oh.
is the downside to it.
I feel like
What's
games
the
are
price of
transitioning to
the
all
new
digital
Xbox
already.
Series X?
The Series X is $500. The Series S is
wait,
$300.
are we sure?
Yes. I'm sure.
What's the Series
I can't
S?
remember.
The Series S is the Series X is a little bit less powerful. It's different form
So
factor a little
Xbox is
Oh, they're
doing,
releasing 2 Xboxes?
yeah,
bit. Yeah.
Oh,
the
I didn't
Series.
know.
Oh wait,
It's like the
No,
PlayStation. They're
this-
doing the PlayStation 5 with and
Yeah.
without the optical.
Oh wait, no. Did you think I was talking about the X? When I said it was smaller?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no. The cheaper option, which is the
That
S,
clears up some confusion.
it's a lot smaller.
Okay. So
show
Lincoln
you a
owns an
picture
S,
right
not an
now.
X?
They have both.
They have both. They
Oh.
got sent both.
They would have both. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
So
we
why would you just have
unboxed both of them.
Well, that's really cool. Okay, I didn't know that there was a Series S coming out. I haven't heard anything about that.
Really?
I haven't looked into it too greatly, though.
Yeah. No,
Um,
they're really push marketing the X, but the S, yeah, look at that right there.
Oh, you know what? I have seen that, but
Yeah. So it's a lot smaller than it looks.
it is a lot smaller. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, even in that picture,
You're seeing it next to the
So,
controller.
how
right?
much
That's
better
what I'm
is the S than the one? The Series S than the one?
Oh, it's a lot better.
Really?
So compared to the
And same
Xbox
price.
One
Okay.
S, like again, I was playing on the Xbox. So I didn't actually play on the Xbox Series X, but like processing wise, they're
So, what would you recommend people buy? The Series S or the Series X?
it depends on
Depends
the
what you
situation.
want. If you want to get the new thing and you just want to get entry level, the Series S it does amazing things.
So yeah, I said this on the video. I'll say it again. It all depends on your situation. If you have a good setup with like good sound quality, then the extra 8K is gonna benefit you. You want a more powerful console and you have heating problems with your Xbox, the Series X is perfect. And if you play disc games, Series X is what you're going for. But don't feel like you need to get the Series X if you don't have the perfect setup. If you have a smaller TV that's like 4K, that's just 4K, you don't have disc games, and you don't have disc games. It's just smaller. You don't have a big of a setup. You're not as
One thing
into
with
it.
disc games after Carson talks.
Okay, so does the Series S, does it have a disc input or no?
No,
Okay. And okay, so I did hear about both of them. Then I just I don't know.
you never
It
really
was
processed
very
it.
briefly, and I kind of forgot about it.
So about the
Yeah.
disk drive, I feel like the disk drive you'd probably want the Series X if you want to take your old physical copy games to the new system.
Yeah.
Because if you have a physical copy, you probably can't play it digitally on the Series S, could you?
No.
So
If
you need the
if you had
Series
what?
X.
Say that again.
If you have a physical copy of a game, would you be able to play it on the Series S? Yeah.
No.
So you'd need the Series X to play your physical copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it was me, I would.
So that's
Like,
that's a
one
big
thing
deal breaker.
I
for
really
the S.
want to have a disc input on my console,
I agree.
and because I just like physical copy more than digital.
Yeah.
It's obviously a matter of personal preference.
On the Switch, I
but
feel
for
like
some
digital is
reason-
definitely a better buy, but
on the Switch.
on the Switch because keeping those little cartridges around, it's definitely more compact than a disc, but you're gonna be able to do a lot more digitally without having to carry those cartridges around with a portable system like the Switch. Like
yeah.
you don't want to be like, oh, I forgot that game because like
Well, and I understand that. So like for me, you know, we have multiple Switches in the house, so we do buy it physical in
Oh,
my
yeah.
house, and I think a lot of people are gonna be like that.
Once I got my second Switch, I switched from buying digital copies to buying physical copies because you do want to be able to go in between them.
yeah.
And one thing I've noticed with Switch games, a lot of them I buy and I finish them. You know, unlike any
Yeah.
other console. So after I finish the game, it's nice to have a digital copy because, you know, for example, my brothers who have Switches, I can let them use it and they can play the game without buying it
Yeah.
a second
Physical
time.
copy.
With the
You said digital.
oh, sorry, yeah, I meant physical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no, I like using the digital copy so I can let my siblings use
I like
it.
using the physical. I like using the physical copy, so after I finish the game, my siblings can play it, or other people who have a Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so wrapping this up, the new Xbox. So even on the Series S, it was like the loading times were a lot faster than the Xbox
But
One
the thing
S.
is, like, with loading times, like, it's like, oh, I love playing this console because it has loading times that are
Loading
so much slower.
time-
Like,
is a big thing.
For me,
yeah,
it
but
is, 'cause-
like, what about during your experience? Like, once you're in the thing, what separate? Obviously, 4K 60 FPS and 120 FPS if you have the right monitor, right?
So like for me, there's games I had on my Xbox that I wouldn't start playing unless I knew I had like at least an hour to play because the loading time was so much.
Yeah.
And then with games like where Caleb was talking about Overwatch or a lot of battle royale games where you're joining a match, sometimes you join late, and so loading time for me is a big factor, especially when you're getting irritated with something and then it just loads, and so it's like insult to injury and you're just getting really mad.
Yeah. And I feel like loading time also just correlates to better overall performance because if it can load faster, it can compute really most things faster, likely, right?
Exactly, yeah, and just having fast loading time it's nice. It's a luxury almost. More than that, it's a convenience. I mean, having the console is a
And
luxury.
That's what I feel like is like definitely the Series X is like it's a definite upgrade. And I mean like I didn't even see it in 8K, but like it's the small things that count. Like they have a bunch of small things, but all together it just makes the experience feel so much more smooth. And that's what I like about it.
Yeah, you're not like getting mad that your game won't load, and then you get into your game super fast, and your game has amazing frame rates.
Yeah, and
So-
you have tabs between like different games, smart delivery. You're not mad that they made a new version of your game with better graphics that,
That you
you're
can't buy.
not that you have to
have
buy.
So, in conclusion, PlayStation 5, in our opinion, is not as good as the Series X.
I think that's just. I mean, we didn't touch up on that very much, did we? But
We haven't even.
know-
none of us have seen it yet. It's
none of
not
us
out.
have seen the
It's hard to talk
PlayStation
about it
5.
without seeing it, but
But
and-
based on the specs and
Yeah, in general on the specs, it suggests the Xbox Series X is better. I personally feel like there's a lot more hype over the X. That's why we talked about it more.
I feel like
We were
there's
also
been more
able to
hype over the
experience
PlayStation 5 because
Really?
they've been like so
on
like
Twitter they've been talking about
secretive
the
about it.
PlayStation more.
they've been so
on Twitter.
secretive about the PlayStation. Sony's been so
Huh.
secretive about the PlayStation 5. It's like the first time like we see it, everyone like goes crazy.
Is this
about
like the past week, or is this just like throughout the whole
it. Past
thing?
few months, like
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
ever since like because Xbox
You
will be
know-
like it has more RAM.
And so maybe
It has
that's what you've
120
noticed.
hertz.
I've noticed a lot of hype around the Xbox Series X. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously,
Xbox
And I
was
mean,
there's
like-
going to be a lot of anticipation.
Yeah,
for both
and
of
I mean,
them.
like, obviously, I've been more hyped for the new Xbox because I'm an Xbox player, but I've seen on Twitter, like, so many people have been talking about the PlayStation, and I'm like, can you just shut up right now?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't really care. I just want to talk. I want more about the Xbox.
Yeah,
Come on. And
seriously.
I feel like Xbox Series X is going to come out on top on this one, but we don't know yet.
I just hope in an ideal world, eventually Microsoft will just buy the PlayStation part from Sony, so that we can just have Nintendo,
This is a discussion.
and we can
for-
have.
So
can
this
have
is a
Xbox.
complete rumor. I don't know if it's true, and I just heard it from somebody I know. But he was saying, and he seemed pretty confident, that Xbox and PlayStation, after this console, so the next one that will be coming out, they're going to work together on. And so I don't think either company has even really said anything about that. You could probably find
First,
it
they're
if
not
you
going to
looked
say
in.
anything about it. That's going to
Yeah.
hurt their sales for this
Yeah,
generation.
exactly. And so I heard that. I don't think it's true,
Mm-hmm.
but
always
it
a
is something I've
possibility.
heard. Yeah,
It's like something to think about.
and yeah, depending on how this one comes out, whoever comes out on top, I don't know. I mean, PlayStation, I feel like hasn't wanted to work with people very well previously,
yeah.
but
I
that
mean,
could be interesting.
PlayStation's push has always been their exclusives.
Like, especially with
Yeah.
like things like cross-platform,
Bethesda
they're the
gets
last.
bought by
pe-
Microsoft.
that's kind of like that. I feel
You
like
know,
that's kind
I-
of why they have to push more. It's like they're being forced to push differently this time, and that's just why I feel like they're not going to do as good this year.
Yeah, I feel like Xbox will come out on top. I think it's fair to say PS4 originally came out on top over the Xbox One. I think that's fair to say. I feel like a lot more people play Xbox, but originally I feel like it's fair to say the PS4 did better.
But like
I
thinking
think
back,
the Series X is going to do better this time around. Though.
but thinking back to like exclusivity in PlayStation, I remember like 2 years ago when like everyone was trashing on Sony because they wouldn't open cross-platform for Fortnite, and everyone was like I want to play cross-platform on Fortnite, and now they literally have cross-platform for like everything. Like
Yeah. Not everything.
Well, not everything.
most things that you'd want cross-platform for, where they have a wide base of lots of consoles.
So around that, Sony was kind of hard to get cross-platform stuff with, but now I feel like it's at a point where Sony's opened up a little bit.
They're willing to let you sign in with a Microsoft account.
Yeah, I feel like Sony's
game,
opened up a bit where now it's just there's games that aren't cross-platform that people want to be cross-platform, but it's like the company that hasn't done that yet. So, I don't know. I'm really excited for this because it sounds like there's going to be a lot more cross-platform, which I feel like everybody wants.
Yeah.
So
I know, it's going to be good. And so we should probably start wrapping things up, but
Yep.
the story that I want to end on is the PS5, I think it's in India. The release is getting delayed by like 2 or 3 days because this guy in India trademarked the name PlayStation 5 before
I think I heard about
PlayStation
this.
got to it.
I think I heard about
no
this.
way, that's
They so like now they're like in a lawsuit. They're like trying to get this guy to like sell the trademark to them.
This is gonna be wrong.
The guy's gonna sell the trademark for like $1 billion,
guarantee-
and oh my goodness.
Guarantee there's gonna be people trademarking 6, 7, 8, unless PlayStation does it right now.
Yeah,
I bet they already have 7 and 6 done, like, just in case.
I know, but just to wrap things
It's
up.
like how patents, like Apple will make a patent for like some insane car, like that never will be
that
released.
probably will never happen, but they're
Yeah.
like, we want to have it.
But just in case, if this car design gets stolen, we can say that we had the patent all along. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, Nintendo
Yeah.
does that too.
Did I just put Apple and car in the same sentence?
Yeah, I was a little confused. Have they really done that?
They have patented a few cars.
Interesting. That is.
And a few
so
glasses designs. Eyeglass.
Oh.
Really?
I remember the Apple
Coming
glasses were
2021.
like a big rumor.
They
for-
actually are gonna happen, I think.
at some
Either
point.
in next year or 2022.
That
Well,
would be exciting.
It's been a fun chat. We've been
Yeah,
talking
we're-
about iPhones, we've been talking about PlayStations and Xboxes, and I think we'll try to do this again next week. We look forward to seeing you guys again in the future. Share this with people that you know. We don't just talk about technology. We're planning on talking
Yeah,
about
it's
other
just
topics.
kind of.
This has just been a big few months for.
Yeah, next
everything.
time, next episode's gonna feel a lot more fleshed out than this one because there's just so much big stuff.
So much to talk about in this one.
Yeah, next time we'll have like it'll be more topics over. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Elon Musk.
Who doesn't like Elon Musk?
Yep.
That man is a legend.
And on that note, see you guys next time.